After our GLOW video, one question came up. If GLOW covers all three phases of healing, vascular, migration, and structural rebuild, why does KLOW exist? What does A, the fourth peptide, actually add? It's agent, and the honest answer is this. GLOW heals tissue. But healing doesn't happen in AI vacuum. It happens inside an inflammatory environment. And if that environment is aggressive enough, if the inflammation is severe enough, widespread enough, chronic enough, the three compounds in GLOW are doing their jobs while fighting against AI current. KLOW adds the compound that controls the current, not another repair peptide, not another angiogenesis signal, a designated anti-inflammatory driver, one that targets the master switch of your body's entire inflammatory response at the molecular level, and what it's derived from is genuinely surprising. I'm Sean. This is PeptideAtoZ, and this is why surgeons reach for AI fourth peptide, and what the science says about whether it changes anything. Here's what we're covering, what KPV actually is and where it comes from, because the origin story changes how you think about it. The specific mechanism that makes it different from every anti-inflammatory you've ever heard of. Why the GLOW compounds need it in high inflammation scenarios, the 4-phase timeline of what KLOW targets week by week, the honest gap, and the regulatory update that affects all 4 compounds right now. Let's go. To understand KPV, you need to understand its parent molecule, alpha melanocyte stimulating hormone, alpha MSH. Alpha MSH is a hormone your pituitary produces. It has 2 jobs most people know about: regulating skin pigmentation, it's why you tan, and appetite regulation. But it has a 3rd job that's less discussed. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. Researchers knew for decades that alpha MSH suppressed inflammation. The problem, you can't give someone alpha MSH for its anti-inflammatory effects without darkening their skin. The hormone hits melanocortin receptors throughout the body. So researchers did what scientists often do when AI hormone has useful effects buried inside dangerous ones. They isolated just the relevant fragment. KPV is AI tripeptide, just 3 amino acids: lysine, proline, valine. It specifically positions 11 through 13 of alpha MSH, the C-terminal fragment that retains the anti-inflammatory signaling without meaningfully activating the melanocortin receptors that cause pigmentation. The result, HN compound that suppresses inflammation comparable to full-length alpha MSH without turning your skin darker. That's not a minor engineering detail. That's the difference between a compound that's clinically practical and one that isn't. And it works through a mechanism that's genuinely different from anything in the KLOW stack. Because what KPV does inside your cells, at the molecular level, is the reason it earns its place in AI healing stack that already has 3 compounds working on repair. NF-κB, nuclear factor kappa B. If you've ever read about inflammation at the molecular level, you've seen this name. Researchers call it the master switch of inflammation, and that description is accurate. NF-κB is a dye transcription factor AI protein that enters the nucleus of your cells and activates the genes responsible for producing pro-inflammatory signals: TNF-alpha, IL-1 beta, IL-6, IL-8. The cytokines all get their marching orders from NF-κB. When NF-κB is active, inflammation runs. When NF-κB is suppressed, inflammation calms. Here's where KPV does something remarkable. It enters cells directly, and it interferes with NF-κB nuclear translocation. KPV essentially blocks the master switch before it can flip. The result in cell models: reduced production of TNF-alpha, Illinois 1 beta, Illinois 6, and IL-8 simultaneously. Not one inflammatory signal suppressed, the entire downstream cascade. Now compare that to the other 3 compounds in KLOW. BPC-157 reduces localized inflammation via angiogenesis. TB-500 reduces fibrotic scar formation. GHK-copper modulates inflammatory gene expression through copper-mediated pathways. All 3 have anti-inflammatory effects, but none are targeting the master switch directly. KPV that's the gap it fills. And here's the specific clinical context where that gap matters most, because it's more common than most people realize. Different procedures create different inflammatory loads. In the GLOW video, we covered face procedures, where the inflammatory load is relatively contained. For body procedures, Brazilian butt lifts, tummy tucks, mommy makeovers, the inflammatory picture is completely different. The tissue disruption is larger, the immune response is more aggressive, the inflammatory environment that GLOW's repair compounds are working inside is significantly more hostile. In that environment, KPV doesn't just add a fourth mechanism, it creates better conditions for the other three to do their jobs. Think of it this way. BPC-157 is building vessels. TB-500 is coordinating repair cells. GHK-Copper is rebuilding collagen. They're all doing real work, but inside a gene tissue environment flooded with cytokines, KPV suppresses the cytokine flood. The repair happens faster, the quality improves, but surgical recovery isn't the only context. Chronic inflammation, the persistent state that drives metabolic disease and biological aging, is characterized by exactly the kind of NF-κB overactivation that KPV targets. So is inflammatory bowel disease, gut permeability,
environmental inflammation from air pollution. ATOZ 2025 study confirmed KPV restored cell viability and keratinocytes damaged by urban particulate matter by blocking the MAPK/NF-κB pathway. The applications of KPV extend well beyond the surgical suite, but the surgical context explains clearly why it was added to GLOW.
Here's something genuinely useful, what actually happens and when. Weeks 1 to 3, the inflammation signal calms first. People managing chronic gut issues, bloating, food sensitivity, gut permeability often notice changes here before any structural healing becomes apparent. Worth noting, KPV is one of the few research peptides with meaningful oral bioavailability data alongside injectable use, making it efficiently absorbed through gut mucosa, which may explain why gut changes often arrive first. Weeks 3 to 6, skin changes become visible. GHK-Copper drives collagen synthesis, and this is where the name KLOW starts to make sense. Improved skin tone, softened fine lines, better texture. This is the GLOW, the name references becoming observable. Weeks 3 to 8, joint comfort and mobility. The BPC-157 plus TB-500 combination, the Wolverine stack, is doing its tissue repair work here, with GHK-Copper and KPV layered on top for inflammation control. The joint application benefits from all four mechanisms. Weeks 6 to 12, structural repair continues deepening. GHK-Copper's effects on collagen density and hair follicle activation typically emerge by week 8. That timeline is built from individual compound research extrapolated to the stack. No published clinical trial has tracked clawing users as IA combination. That's the honest framing. Which brings us to the honest gap and the regulatory update that affects your ability to access all four of these compounds right now. The honest picture. No published peer-reviewed study has evaluated the KLOW combination as AI whole. No randomized controlled trial. No safety study on the 4-peptide combination. Every claim about KLOW is extrapolated from individual compound research and community protocols. KPV itself has 47 peer-reviewed publications indexed in PubMed, primarily from cell and animal models. The NF-κB mechanism is well characterized. The evidence for gut and skin inflammation is meaningful. Human clinical trial data for FDA approval doesn't exist. The two statements are both true simultaneously. Now, the regulatory update. All four compounds in KLOW in their injectable research form, KPV, BPC-157, TB-500, and GHK-Copper are on the FDA's Category 2 list, which ended licensed U.S. compounding pharmacy access in 2023. KPV is included in the February 2026 announcement that approximately 14 peptides would be reclassified to Category 1. The FDA's advisory committee meeting on July 24th, 11 days away, is the formal review step for that reclassification. Quick pause, 2 ways to go deeper. Free beginner's guide to peptide science in the description, and the PeptideAtoZ community has the full field guide, AI peptide coach, and live Q&A video. Both links below. Subscribe, that update video is coming. GLOW heals tissue. GLOW heals tissue while suppressing the inflammatory environment that would otherwise slow that healing down. KPV blocks the master switch of inflammation at the molecular level, not as a peak side effect, as its primary job. For high inflammation recovery, that's the difference between 3 repair compounds working against AP current and 4 compounds working with it. No combination trial exists. The individual research is real. The PCA meeting is in 11 days. Subscribe. This is PeptideAtoZ. See you in the next one. One last thing. Everything on this channel is for educational purposes only. We're here to break down the science, not to tell you what to do with your body. Nothing in this video is medical advice, and nothing here should be taken as a recommendation to use any specific compound or substance. Always talk to a qualified healthcare professional before making any decisions about your health. We take that seriously, and we think you should too.